Previously on Chop Cut Rebuild.
The concept we have now, we was going 70s, and it's straight 70s. Not my time period, but it looks good. It's got this tall sissy bar, the raked out front end. It looks like it needs to look.
We made sure that we made our fixtures to go in these cars so that when we go to take them apart, they can go out piece by piece so we don't do any damage to any of the car that's already been done.
This car is so far apart and has so many pieces to it. I want to make sure everything goes together good.
And it'll be good to make everything go together on another Chop Cut Rebuild.
This is Chop Cut Rebuild. Real cars. Real techs. Real deadlines. Hosted by Dan Woods. Chop Cut Rebuild.
More than students visit this campus, company reps looking to educate and recruit are a common sight.
Always the first product used in every install.
Hey.
Hey, Dan, how are you?
Good morning. Nice to see you, Tim.
Good morning to you.
This is
Mikey.
Mikey, nice to meet you. And you're a grad, I hear, right?
Yeah, I'm a grad.
These are about to be grads.
I'm Tim McCarthy. I'm the founder and chief executive of HushMat. Dan invited me down to come and work with the Wyotech gang.
Last time that I worked with you, you had a kit that you didn't have to just buy rolls and rolls of stuff. It was pre-made, right?
That's right, Dan. Now we have over 12,000 kits.
Wow. All right, well, let's show these guys what we need to do. All right, so who's doing what?
Basically, we need a trimmer, and we need 3 installers.
So if you have a roller, you're an installer.
That's right.
Scissors, you're the trimmer.
My name's Mikey Brown. I do custom upholstery. I'm from Deputy, Indiana.
Alumni and students blend together well from time to time. It's good for students to hear about the reality of their futures from someone who's experiencing it firsthand.
The HushMat Ultra sound and thermal barrier material really serves 2 purposes. It reduces noise inside the vehicle by up to 50%. It also reduces heat from the vehicle up to 70%.
So putting a piece on metal, you don't have to go like side to side and cover 100% of it, right?
You don't. If you're only interested in sound,
Yeah.
you're going to cover about 60% of the area of the metal.
Okay.
If you're concerned about heat, then you would cover 100% of the area. During the day today, I noticed Dan wasn't sweating very much and working very hard, so I pulled him away and wanted to show him a couple things specific to the HushMat technology. We showed him, one, how easy our product is to install and how little tools are required. Frankly, a pair of hands and a pair of scissors. The second thing, we proved our point by showing Dan how our product can bond to a surface coated with a oily material. You guys did an excellent job here on the sidewalls. Cuts are really clean, everything looks really, really good. Now we're gonna go up to the roof. First and foremost, do I have any volunteers? Dan's not a student. Destiny, why don't you come on up here?
I'm a student of life.
My name's Destiny Brittingham. I'm from Dennisville, New Jersey.
And the whole thing about the ceiling is it's 100% thermal insulation. So what that means is we have to cover 100% of the area.
My plan is to work at a dealership and hopefully at a upholstery shop as well.
What you're really dealing with roof is sun temperature. Roof temperature gets really hot. It gets 240 degrees, your roof will. And his product drops it down to 100 degrees. And that's tremendous with 1/8 of an inch.
My name is Keith Miller. I'm a trim and upholstery instructor. We had the students out working on a van, helping Tim out installing the HushMat. Looks like they did a pretty good job for you.
I tell you, they did an excellent job. That roof looks great.
Yep. So what's next?
Now the fun part is going to be the floor. Hey, Dan, bring over that material for the floor.
Okay, all right, I got it all. We good.
Good to see him working.
This is not heavy, it's just heavy for me.
Years ago, back in the 70s, when we did the vans, we didn't have technology like this.
You're old school with this stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you were a jute guy.
Oh, yeah. Back in the day, yeah, we used jute padding underneath there.
Is this really kind of revolutionizing what's going on?
Oh, yeah. So it gives you a lot more room to work and makes your panels fit a lot better.
Right.
And easier to work with, so, yep.
Cool.
Seems like history repeats itself and it's time for the 70s to come back. We're working on a new Ford van and doing it 70s super van style. You know, this is pretty cool.
SEMA is that showcase event where that vehicle is going to be shown. We can't wait to see it. We're also excited about the wagon coming back because we're going to sell an awful lot of HushMat.
And then the bartender says, you're going to need at least 3 more horses. Wow, this stuff really works.
You're watching Chop Cut Rebuild.
The Dodge Daytona took a horrendous hit early in its lifetime. The difficult thing, though, is to determine who's taking the hit now, the guys restoring it or the owner. Hey, guys. Morning.
Oh, morning, Dan. How you doing?
Good.
I'm Craig Hopkins. I own the AMD Installation Center.
So where's our car? We got to get going.
It's sitting right here. You were late, so we already put it together. I guess you don't have anything to do. You know, I always like to kid around with Dan. He likes to kid anyways. So when he came in, we had the call all together and told him he came on the wrong week and we had finished it.
What, I mean, this looks like you're almost done.
It's a mock-up.
Okay. So
We have to mock the car to make sure everything will work before we weld it.
So we're going to blow it all apart.
Now it's going to blow apart. You're here. Welding's going to begin.
Oh, that always works out well when I'm the welder.
You're the welder.
I think I need your help.
I'm Wesley Kennedy, and I work here at AMD Installation Center in Cleveland, Georgia. First thing I had Dan do was help me take the quarters back off the car. We got all the clamps off and the screws off, and the quarters still on the car fairly tight, and that's because the quarter lands in between the deck lid hinge and the deck filler. It's sandwiched in there, so you gotta unhook it from the front of the B-pillar and then slide it back off of the car instead of coming straight off. Once we had the quarters out of the way, we went ahead and dropped the front fenders off.
Dem bones. That's what that is. It's dem bones now.
Yeah.
We're leaving the doors on?
Yeah, we leave the doors on because when I put the quarters back up, I gotta make sure they fit.
You have a reference? Okay. All right. So let's get the welder.
Once we had all the metal out of the way, Dan brought in the spot welder and we got started on welding in the wheel houses.
There you go, doctor. Crash cart. I think the owner showed up when I was out in the parking lot there.
My name is Ted Stevens. I run Stevens Performance in Alabama. I am the owner of this Daytona.
How you doing? You want to work the welder a little bit? Dan says it wears him out.
Yeah, I'll take it when he's braking or something.
You know, one of the unique parts of our business is we use a 3-phase liquid-cooled spot welder. So when they got ready to weld the car up, we plugged it up, we made the adjustments. Because it's an extremely intelligent welder, all you have to do is program it, and it'll give you the perfect weld every time. Really, Dan had no problem using the welder. It was telling him what to do.
A welder of this caliber makes a significant difference to the quality and originality of a restoration. Plug welds can do the job, but they're not replicating the factory look, and they add hours to a job that could take minutes to complete.
One of the high points for me was watching Ted actually shoot welds into his own car. He had an opportunity to do something that very few people do. He welded his own car together.
You know, we specialize in taking stuff apart, not putting it together, but Wesley's a good instructor, and I think I'm a panel spotter now.
You know, what we're trying to do at the AMD installation is we're rebuilding the car body. And in order to do that, we obey the original engineering on the car, and we duplicate the spot welds that the factory put in the car. Obviously, the value is in its originality.
We don't want to do a modern upgrade on this car. There's a lot of stuff out there to do that with now. But this car being a Daytona, I think we need to put it back the way it was. Everybody has their own opinion on a rebuild. How much of the original car went into the rebuild? With this car, everything that we could possibly use went into the rebuild. We're not adding any numbers to the 503 that they built to start with. It's not a clone.
Craig and the AMD team have a 3-day strategy to turn this car back into a Charger. Back end sheet metal, front end, and the roof. After that, there's a whole new strategy to turn it back into a Daytona.
This portion of Chop Cut Rebuild is presented by Wyotech. Make your passion your career. Turn pro at Wyotech. Depending on the model, Ford's Transit van moves products or passengers. Memories can now be added to the list.
Morning, Keith.
Morning, Dan. How are you today?
Good. Wow, this looks good. You've already made a bit of a jump on things?
Yep. So now we're ready to start making some panels. Today we were working on the SEMA van, trying to get all the interior panels cut out and fit.
What do you want me to help with?
Well, if you want to see if Mikey needs some help with the center console, we're going to start getting some panels
All right,
on.
I'll go see if I can mess that up.
There you go.
So I've been sent to trouble you.
Kicked you out?
There's only so much room in that van.
Absolutely.
So.
My name's Mikey Brown. I'm the owner and operator of Mikey's Custom Upholstery in Deputy, Indiana. Today when I came in, I started building a center console in between the front seats. Dan jumped in this morning with a lot of enthusiasm, helping me sand those pieces and get them ready to install. And then tragedy struck.
Did I? I got a boo-boo.
The splinter situation happened and I thought it was going to lead to an amputation.
I hurt my finger.
Did you really?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, maybe you could hold something in place for me and
Okay.
let it heal.
As long as I don't have to use that finger.
A normal person would have probably took the rest of the week off, but Dan jumped right in and just fought through the pain.
The panels in the van are being made out of 1/4-inch Luan with a wood backing on it for support. I use a masking paper as a paper pattern. Then once I get the pattern on the paper, I can transfer it over to the Luan, and then I can get the pieces cut out, and usually everything fits pretty good. So towards the end of the project today, we were working on the center bulkhead. And what was nice about the bulkhead, it kind of separates the front section of the van to the back section of the van.
It's still there, it won't go away. See the purple part?
It's terrible.
Is it? Not only that's terrible, but how much I'm whining about it's terrible too.
Just the complaining.
Yeah. What are we doing? What are we ready for?
We're about ready to start test fitting.
Okay.
The first fitting of the console was mainly just the test fit. We knew we were going to have to make some marks, go back and trim, get it ready to reinstall. That console went in and out at least 5 times today.
It's not uncommon to need multiple attempts to fit a custom piece. There's no roadmap to where Mikey's going with this component, and slapping it together and calling it done isn't the quality we or he is striving toward.
Oh, that's much nicer.
Tight fit to the dash?
Yeah, that's gonna all blend in together as one. So what about this as storage?
It'll be storage from the backside, and then we'll have another compartment here because we need to get this high. What we made today was mainly a pedestal for our armrest box. It's gonna have an armrest lid with 1 inch of foam, and that's where the most comfort's gonna come from using it as an armrest.
Today we had visitors down from Duncan Aviation. This is the project I was talking to you about. This is where we're going to put a refrigerator in here and a cabinet back here to hold our glasses and beverages, you might say. I kind of have a mock-up of what it's going to kind of look like.
These guys from the bank?
Dan, this is Todd from Duncan Aviation.
How you doing, Dan?
Hey, how are you?
My name is Todd Wright. I'm the Interior Assistant Manager for Duncan Aviation in Battle Creek, Michigan.
They work well with the school here. We have students that work up there. Their main job is they take private jets and redo the interiors of a private jet. Working with the aircrafts like you do, I know you do a lot of custom interiors in the aircrafts, and I thought if you had something that somebody didn't like, that we would like, it would be great to utilize that inside the van.
Duncan Aviation is willing to help with the advice, expertise, any way that we can, and also going to go back and take a look at any old deleted equipment from an aircraft and see if it might be able to be used in this.
The design in the van is basically coming from my imagination, you might say. There's no plans for it, there's no idea. We have no rough idea what's going on, we're just kind of playing it by ear and winging it, you might say.
I don't know what it is about this van, but I can already feel sideburns and a mustache growing.
This portion of Chop Cut Rebuild is brought to you by AMD, Auto Metal Direct. The name says it all. I really have no one to blame but myself for this situation. It was my suggestion that we make a cool Camaro this season, and apparently the line between cool and cold in a place like Taylor, Michigan is a fine one. Hopefully Red Rock Industries got its name from some kind of heat source in the building.
Real Deal Steel and Auto Metal Direct give you one basic thing for your project, a foundation. In order to move forward, you need the help of additional companies and some talented builders. And this is a talented builder. Hey, Jim.
Hey, Dan.
Nice to see you.
Pleasure to see you again.
So, has our stuff all gotten here?
Oh, yes, sir. We've got boxes in the back.
Lots of boxes?
Lots of boxes.
Can we see them?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
My name's Jim Beebe. I own Red Rock Off-Road and Performance in Taylor, Michigan. I had a pleasure of meeting Dan Woods a couple months ago. He ended up giving me a call, said that he had a '69 Camaro project he wanted to do and was wondering if I had a spot in my new shop. Boxes, boxes, and boxes.
AMD, Classic Industries, OER. So we want to get this on the ground first, right?
Love to, but unfortunately we are in the midst of some back order parts.
Okay.
So we put on what we have.
Sure.
Start there.
Yeah, it's all got to go on anyway, right?
Sooner or later.
Well, there's a table. Let's get started.
Let's do it. When Dan walked in today, the plan was to get the car on its wheels, but unfortunately, the spindles hadn't shown up yet, and neither did the rear axle. There's the steering column.
That's nice.
I like that finish. That is sharp.
Having a company like Classic Industries on speed dial makes all the difference in the world. Their catalog of available products can be the difference between meeting a deadline and being dead in the water.
There's one box left. I think this is the surprise box.
Surprise box? Noticed one box today when we were going through the boxes that wasn't on the packing list. Yeah, that looks important.
Yeah, you know, you need this so much.
And it turned out to be a set of stools from Classic Industries.
Well, I got to have a place to sit to watch
Supervisor. These are supervisor stands. That's what this is.
I'll take care of these, and you can do the heavy lifting.
Perfect, thank you. I think Dan felt a little need of competition earlier this afternoon. He decided to try and race me, whether he could put a stool together faster or I could put the control arms on the Camaro.
It was really a case of focusing on what you do best. Jim is experienced building cars, while I'm experienced at sitting while they're built. Always work towards your strengths.
I like assembling furniture because I always have leftover parts, which means I made it better.
When we were dealing with the steering, it appears that the steering gearbox had a little bit of a rough road on its way over here. The splines on the steering shaft were a little burred up, so we had to take a minute, file them out so we can get the rag joint to fit on there. Once we had the rag joint on, we were able to move into getting the steering column in the car. Classics Industries sent us over and I did a steering column that fit perfectly in the car. I think it's pretty cool to see how the car came together. Real Deal Steel did a great job putting together the parts from AMD. The fit and finish of just the production parts that are on the car, just in the state they are right now, is pretty cool. The trunk seems to line up fairly well. The doors are all lined up well. I'm pretty excited to be part of Chop Cut Rebuild. I've watched Dan on TV for many years, and now he's in my shop. We're working on a project together, which is pretty darn cool.
So this is all little stuff. Window molding clips, right?
Yeah.
Marker gaskets.
Finishing stuff.
Yeah, screws, strikers, plate screws, stuff like that. All
Yeah.
right. Not bad, you know, I mean, new shop, new builder. We got the upper arm, lower arm.
Steering gear.
Column. And on top of all that, we made a huge mess.
Nice.
Oh, and the stools.
Most important part of the day.
It was.
When you win a race, you don't have much time to savor the victory. The Gear 49 team has the routine down pat. They win, they wrench. It's a simple pattern for success.
Morning, guys.
Hey, Dan, how are you, man?
Good. Hey, guys, how are you? Good.
My name is Justin Peck, owner of Race Pro Technologies and a professional race car driver. We're out here on a Sunday, we're thrashing, we're trying to get things ready for our next race in Parker, Arizona, which we're leaving in 2 days. Once we get everything unloaded, then we focus on to the next task at hand. Race car drivers live in tenths of a second, so everything happens super, super fast, and the focus while you're driving is imperative. Every morning I do take the Gear 49 supplement. So this is the trophy truck.
The trophy. Why is it called the trophy truck?
We win trophies in this thing, man. That's the point. This is built for long distance stuff. So races anywhere between like 250 miles up to 1,200 miles. So Baja 1000 type stuff.
This is beautiful work. Is this This is all custom work?
Yeah, all custom for sure. Yeah, we spend a lot of time, in CAD and engineering our own parts. So
the upper arm, the lower arm, everything here is all fabricated.
Yep, tie rod ends. We have a lot of CNC work that we do. So the truck's pretty much fully prepped right now. We did notice there's a small leak in this shock housing here. So we're gonna take that off, check the sill, make sure the sill's okay, and put it back on.
My name is Blake Stewart. I'm from Sandy, Utah, and I work at Race Pro Technologies. On the trophy truck, we got everything back together. We actually thought we were good to go test the truck. And then when we took it off the jack stands, we noticed there was a lot of shock fluid out of the passenger side coilover. We pulled the hose off the remote reservoir and obviously saw that the O-ring was bad and torn. An O-ring can get damaged a lot of times if it doesn't get greased properly before you put it in. The metal-on-metal contact can cut it or tear it.
My name's Sam Baird. I'm from Bountiful, Utah. I'm pretty much the shop prep boy. I run around from the Pro Light to the 61. Pretty much any truck that needs to be worked on, I'm there prepping it.
Wait a second.
30-cent part right there. We'll do it.
So that would cost you a race?
That's a race ender.
For that?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, the sills go bad, you start losing fluid, and then you lose all suspension work.
Turnaround time is never long enough when you're competitive. Focus and desire isn't just needed at the track.
You're building another one over there, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be another fun car.
My name is Talon Harker. I am the welder and fabricator here at Race Pro Technology. The tube we were putting in on the Pro 2, it's a regulation tube, so it has to be I wanna say it's a 2-inch tube, 1/8-inch wall. The way we did that is we used the tube notcher, cut it at a little 30-degree angle, grinded it down to a material thickness, and then polished it up so it wouldn't contaminate the weld.
The right tools, the right talent, and the right leadership from Justin means these guys know what needs to be done and they have the ability to do it. This is why he's also a successful author now, too.
So now you're just gonna slide in, there you go.
Like this.
Just like that. Giving Dan a ride was fun. It's funny when you give people rides because you can kind of tell the fear level, right? So people will talk to you and they'll say, oh, this truck's great and this feels fun. But the second that someone stops talking, you know that it's out of their comfort zone. So I was talking to Dan saying, all right, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And he was talking, he was being talkative. But once we started doing the donuts, he stopped talking, which is always an amazing feeling for a driver.
Just staying at a hotel over there. You can just let me out here. I'll walk the rest of the way.
Perfect.
Just to be clear, even though I wasn't talking, didn't mean I wasn't hearing voices in my head. And there were some pretty simple questions that I really couldn't answer at the moment.
I know why you wear glasses when you drive.
Yeah, it's off-road, baby.
On the next Chop Cut Rebuild.
Cesar's been with us for about 10 years. He came to us right out of high school, and he took to it like a duck to water, and now he's at the skill set where we can throw anything at him and he can build it.
Snip the blue wire and unplug the yellow cord.
Just about got it together here, huh?
I pretty much showed them what to do.
Did you?
Yeah.
We cover it all on the next Chop Cut Rebuild.